You ever meet somebody that just always complain? Like someone that's just ooh. You ever meet someone that's just always negative, always has something negative to say? Let me give you an example. I'm gonna give you a Home Depot example. I said I'm at work and I helped out a customer, and the customer asked me a question because they didn't know like exactly what they were doing. Here comes Mr. Negative Nelly. Damn, bro, why don't they know what they doing, bro? Like, you come in here, you should just know what you up to. All right, or like, dang, dude, I cracked my phone. Oh man, you should have had a screen protector on it. But I did have a screen protector. Shit, guess it just wasn't good enough, bro. Or, man, bro, why does everything bad happen to me? Of course this happened to me. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Someone that's just always negative, that just always got something to say. Ooh, I call this the victim mentality. The why me? Of course it's me. You know, as in like life has a vendetta against them. As in like life is just life just has it out for them. If that's you, or you got those tendencies within you, burn it, purge it out of you, or else I will. And if you think I don't know who you are, I'll find you, bro. I'll come and find you, and I'll purge out myself. Okay. You need to lose this. Why me? Of course this happened to me. Lose that mentality. It's poisonous. Nobody likes it. Get rid of it. You need to understand that life happens for you, not to you. For instance, let's say, or I'll use myself. Last year, my truck had broke down, right? And I could have been like, man, well, of course this happened to me. Why it gotta be me? Like, of course, it only makes sense. And granted, nobody's perfect. Even I sometimes have the why me mentality, but overall, I don't. And if that's your personality to where you have it like 24/7, you might need to change. But back to my analogy, my truck had broke down, and instead of me being like, damn, like, why me, bro? Why is it gonna happen to me? I was like, you know what? Behind every problem is a lesson. And that's something you need to remind yourself. Every bad isn't a bad. It's just life happening for you that you can learn from. So what did I learn from my truck breaking down? Well, I learned a couple things. I learned patience. I learned how to fix my truck, which was it was something called a serpentine belt, which like makes the engine, I guess, be an engine. So it taught me a little bit about my truck, and it taught me how to use my resources, or like my friends. My friends really helped me out during those times, and so don't look at it as, man, why is this happening to me? But okay, what can I do to learn from this? And with every problem comes a skill you can learn. Every problem, there's a chance for you to learn something and add that under your arsenal of like things you know how to do. And to help you lose that why me mentality, you need to become a cup half full. Get it? Cup half full. Well, you can't really see, but like, is it half full or is it half empty? Have you ever heard that question or that analogy? Is the cup half full or is the cup half empty? You need to be a cup half full type of person, which means always looking at the greener grass on the other side. You know that one saying, the grass is always greener on the other side? It's not, by the way. But you always need to look at the good in life rather than the bad, because your brain, your self-conscious, it consists of whatever you put in it. So if you're constantly putting negativity, if you're constantly putting the why me mentality within your brain, you're going to become the why me mentality. But if you're putting good things in your brain, if you're putting perseverance and encouragement and problem solving in your brain consistently and constantly, you'll become that. If you put in your brain, this cup is half full, you will become a cup half full type of person versus a cup half empty type of person. And which one would you rather be around? Someone who's constantly negative or someone who's always positive and optimistic? Me personally, I'm going with the latter. And to that, if that's you, if you are the why me person, if you have that victim mentality, my question to you is, why are you so like tense? Like, loosen up. Life isn't that serious. I promise you it's not that serious. You might be taking it that serious and you might have a chip on your shoulder from something you have to figure out. I'm sure it stems from childhood, something like deeper within, and you need to address that problem because life is too short to just be Mr. Negative Nelly or Mrs. Negative Nelly. Loosen up. It ain't that deep, bro. Anybody ever told you that? Bro, it's really not that deep. And then like you get angry because every time, woo! Think about this. You angry, right? And someone said, it ain't that deep. Bro, it just makes you that much more angrier. But I'm telling you this in a nice way. It's not that deep. You will be okay. You are going to be okay. So adapt a positive mindset versus that negative Nelly mindset that makes any situation you're in 100 times worse. You're quite literally shooting yourself in the foot with that mentality. You also need to stop taking everything so personally. It kind of goes back to what I just said a few minutes ago. Life happens for you, not to you. Stop taking it so personally. I highly doubt life is like, you know what? Let's mess up his day or her day. You know what? Let's throw a monkey wrench in this whole system. Oh, they woke up on the wrong side of the bed? I got something for them. Oh, I got something. Life, I mean this in the nicest way possible. You're not that important. Now, obviously, you're important. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad you're watching this video. But at the same time, if there's like, 7 billion people on this planet, maybe more, you really think life, whatever that means, is like that person? You know what? I'm going to screw that person in particular over. Out of all these billions of people, I want to ruin that person's day. No. It just happens. It's just by chance. So don't take it so personally. Just understand, like, this is just chance. This is just a part of life. It's a part of living. Let's make the most out of this situation. Let's turn an ugly into a beautiful. And I think a part of helping you lose that victim mentality is by not being married to your ideas. And when I say that, I mean being susceptible to change. Let's say your belief, you grew up believing trees are red. And one day someone comes along and they say, actually, bro, trees are green. You can either stay married to your idea, be like, nah, they're red. Nah, bro, they're red. Nah, I'm telling you. Or you can be like, okay, but why do you think that? And then once they give their explanation, you do your own research. You research, are trees actually green? And then Google says, of course, you dummy, they're green. And now from there, you have two options. You can either stay stubborn in your ways and stay married to your idea, or you can be like, okay, there's evidence beyond doubt. Or what they say in court, evidence beyond probable cause or something like that. But there's evidence on top of evidence that shows that trees are in fact green. And because you see that evidence and there's outside resources that confirm that, you decide, okay, trees are green. That's what I mean by not being married to your ideas. You need to be open to change. Now, with that being said, take everything you hear with a grain of salt. So take in as much information as possible, but don't 100% agree with every single piece of information you hear. That is where you have to discern for yourself. Is this information true? Is it not? Let me do my own research to see if this is true or not. And then if it is, you have an option to change your perspective or not. And if it's not, well then, at least you know that's not true. Now you have that information in your arsenal. So the next time someone tries to come along and be like, trees are actually red, you're like, nope, I already did my research. They're green. I hope that's making sense. And this one's kind of out there, but I think a way to help you lose that victim mentality or the why me mentality is look up to somebody who's living your dream life. So I don't know who people look up to. Let's say you're looking up to Superman, right? You see that he's ultra charismatic, strong, happy for the most part. Like, he's just all around good dude. If you look up to him, you will like observe his characteristics, observe his demeanor, how he carries himself, and you will start to incorporate that for yourself. And eventually over time, not saying you will become Superman, but you will become like Superman. You will obtain his characteristics, his demeanor, how he carries himself, all the positives in him, will slowly start to become a part of you because you look up to that. And I think that can definitely help out with, I guess, all the negatives in you and getting rid of it, because instead of being focused on the negatives, you're now focused on positives and how to incorporate that within your life. And finally, and I think this one's very important for you to understand, you need to take accountability of your circumstances. If you are in a situation where you're negative, you need to be like, okay, I'm in a negative situation. Let's turn this positive. And it's easier said than done, because first you have to recognize that you're in a negative situation, and then you have to kill your ego and accept that you're in that negative situation and that you want to even get out of that. That's the biggest part, because there's a lot of people who are negative and probably don't even realize they're negative, or they're negative but they're so stubborn and within their ego that they don't want to accept it and change for the better. So don't be that person. Take accountability of your circumstances and make change. Don't let life live you, or don't let life control you. You control life. You're not supposed to let life control you. That is it, people. Toodles.